Alright guys, so we are going to be going over this insane trade that I just hit today on Doge, this short that I took. I'm going to go start from the high time frame, break it down, go exactly over why I took this trade, what I was looking at on each time frame, and I'm also going to be going over two wins that I took yesterday, last night on XRP and on SOL. These were a bit smaller trades, but still wins, so I'm going to go over those briefly at the end. But the main focus of this video is obviously going to be this plus 11 RR on Doge. So I recently just closed it all the way down here at 20 RR, but we secured about 11 RR because I was taking partials along the way. So as always, all of these trades were sent into our VIP chat here in my signals channel. So this is my, that was my XRP signal. And then this was the signal on Doge today. I sent this before I took the trade, so people were able to follow along and make a shit ton of money. Me and myself, I made just over $15,000 on this trade on my firm accounts that I have with Crypto Fund Trader. So that's that right there. And yeah, pretty much I'm just going to go over why we took this trade. So starting from the high time frames, the 4-hour and the 8-hour are both bearish on Doge. Been bearish for a while. So obviously we've only been looking for shorts for the past several weeks actually on this coin. Going down to the 1-hour. 1-hour has also been bearish, just went through a redistribution there and then another redistribution right here. So we took this trade actually expecting this redistribution to play out. This was before it broke down. The zone I grabbed was from the 15-minute all the way up here. We started from this 15-minute supply zone and we validated from it, and then we actually never invalidated, so there was no need for me to find a new zone anywhere. We just validated up here, and then this just updated. Eventually today around 1 p.m. on Sunday, it gave us a setup, so we can go back to around this time and see what I was looking at. Alright, so this is around when I started looking at it, when it made this kind of big pullback right here on the 1 minute. So we had 4 breaks up, 3 breaks down. I don't believe there was a cluster there. Yeah, no, there wasn't. The first cluster we had was, I believe, right here. So this was what put us into stage 1. This cluster right here. Then we break up into stage 1 redistribution, and I actually wasn't too keen on taking that redis right there for some reason. But I waited until it broke into stage 2, and then I self-stopped the next break. So I guess either one would have been valid here. But I think just because of how the MAs were looking, I wanted to wait for stage 2. So we got tapped in, and then pretty quickly we hit around 2 RR here. So at 2 RR, I take a 10% partial. So around right there. Then next partial was at 7 RR, so I think I hit that pretty quickly. Yeah. So we came down to about 7 RR, took another partial, and then this thing shot all the way down to about 12 RR. So I took another partial at 12 all the way down here. So at this point I was about 75% out actually of the position, so just holding on to 25% at this point, and I was just trailing my stop loss. So I believe I was trailing it there. I was trailing it here, I believe, and then we stayed in the trade because I just kept it there. Or sorry, I think I moved it to here, but yeah, we still stayed in, and then this continued even further down, all the way down to 20 RR. So I just decided to fully close it at 20. So with all those partials included, we made about 11 RR on this trade, which is insane. Definitely one of the biggest trades that we normally hit in the server, because I usually do close by this point. So 11 is usually going to be the biggest I take. Obviously, if you decide to follow my signals and don't take the partials, you could just hold it this whole way. But I like to take partials along the way, because you do get a lot of times where trades will just shoot down and then come right back up. So anyways, I'm just going to be going over these other trades too that I took last night real quick. We had a plus 1.7 on XRP and a plus 2.1 on SOL. So quickly on SOL, I believe the 4-hour was in reaccumulation for me, and the 8-hour, both in reaccumulation here. I view this as reaccumulation because of the higher time frame bias. We know that the daily is bullish, so the 8-hour and the 4-hour. Some people could look at this as distribution, some people could look at it as react. I look at it as react because of the higher time frame bias. So going to the 1-hour, 1 hour also, this is accumulation for me because of the higher time frame being bullish. Um, Going down to the 15-minute, we had a breakdown here, so reaccumulation model tapped this fractal zone right there, so we validated from there, and then 15-minute low updates, updates, updates. 15-minute MAs looked good here too, because they were kind of crossing through each other right there. And then going down to the 1 minute, we just had a, oh, this was a stage 2 reaccumulation entry actually. So one of the more complicated entries, but we had a stage 1 here. Breaks down twice, breaks up into stage 2, we break up twice in stage 2. We have a cluster in stage 2. And then price actually comes back to the cluster zone from stage 2. So the cluster zone from stage 2 would be hit this. And the reason it's that is because this is the cluster from stage 1. And the zone that's left behind from this cluster breaking up here is down here. It's going to be this candle. So price perfectly wicked this zone, and we're in a reaccumulation, so I can buy stop this high right here on the stage 2 reaccumulation. Pretty much that's how that works. So, and we entered this. We ran up to about 5 RR, but unfortunately didn't hit our partial at 7. But we were trailing our stop loss to this low right here, so we got tapped out at about 2.1 RR. Then lastly, XRP, I entered this a few minutes after SOL, I believe. XRP has been bullish for a while. Actually, today is the first time, like right now, it's actually turning bearish on the 8 hour, I believe. If I play this forward more, it hasn't been bearish on that time frame in months. Like literally, I don't even know, since last year. But so the 8 hour and 4 hour are bullish. 4 hour is in reaccumulation here. 1 hour was bullish. We just had 2 up, 2 down, 2 up. So bullish on the 1 hour. And then the 15-minute, we also entered a reaccumulation, and I pulled this fractal zone. So we had this as a first fractal break, but then we broke down lower with this candle, so I started a new fractal count. We validated with this triple M right here initially, and then obviously it updated to that one. And on the 1 minute, we just had a pretty clean stage 1 cluster right here. So yeah, not much to say about this one. The MAs look perfect here. We came and clustered this zone perfectly, so I buy stopped the second break. Then we held it. It ran about 4 RR, but we got tapped out down here at about 1.7. So yeah, those were the last 3 trades I've taken. So this one obviously was the point of the video. So insane trade here. GG's everyone that took these, and I will see you guys in the next breakdown.